Oh, Joshy, we're back on again, mate. Thank you so much. Actually, I don't even know why I'm thanking you because I know you'd rather be here than what you had planned anyway, mate. So, yeah, it's good of you to rock up and do your job for once. It's a bit weird. How are you tonight, though, mate?
I'm feeling good. Was meant to go to the pub tonight, but that's going to be tomorrow night now.
Oh, what a shame.
Things got cancelled late, unfortunately. But yeah, keen to talk some more BBL. I'm getting a bit of deja vu. It seems like this time last night we were on, because we were, but we're dedicated. 2 days till BBL. It's time to get going. This is when the real shit starts. So yeah, keen to get stuck into it. And we got a special guest tonight as well. So
Yes, we
that's going
do
to be
have a
good when it
special
comes.
guest who will be here shortly. I hope if all things go right and, the money has aligned up because this bloke, I mean, very hard to get onto, easy to transfer money to because he'll take your coin in a heartbeat, but very, very difficult to book in advance. So hopefully there's no technical difficulties and he's able to join us. But Joshy, I want to know how many times have you mucked around with your team since we were exactly here last night? How many times? Four or five, six or seven?
Pretty much the same as what I said last night. I've made heaps of like play around with the side, but I haven't actually saved the team or made any changes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm constantly on the app, constantly looking at different things. I'd say that my team is 15 out of 17 players locked. The only two positions now that I think can move is my bench keeper and my flex. Other than that, like I've got 15 players locked in that I do not see moving from my side. It's just the remaining two players that I'm up in the air about.
Do you mind sharing who they are?
The up in the air ones.
Nah, the ones that are locked. Of course, the up in the
Oh,
air
the
ones.
the the, the ones that are locked, or I've got 15 locked players, which I'm happy to read out. But the ones that are up in the air through my keeper bench at the moment, I've had Joe Clark, I've had Sam Billings, I've had Cam Bancroft.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Billings is in there at the moment, but if I need extra cash, easily could go down to Bancroft or Clark.
Yep.
And then the flex could be any of Dan Hughes, Hayden Kerr, Matty Wade, Ben McDermott, um, and even Nikhil Chowdhury if the rumours of him batting at three is correct. So really down to just that flex spot and my bench keeper, to be honest.
Yeah, I heard them as well about Chowdhury batting at three. I don't like if he's lining up at three, I think well basically it's an obvious decision, you just go there. But
Mm,
I mean, they play the third game. You're going
yeah.
to have Scorchers locked out, Sixers locked out, Renegades, you should only have one, and Heat players locked out. So realistically, the only way that you can maneuver that to happen is you give up a star or you maneuver some money around um in the Hurricanes.
Yeah, so Sunday night is going to be massive for me. At the moment, as I said, Hayden Kerr is in that flex spot, but it could also be Dan Hughes. So it's just depending on that Sixers lineup. If Hayden Kerr's role doesn't look great, if he looks like he could come out at some point, I'm not going to go there. Todd Murphy also is a real smoky for that spot as well. Um, but yeah, if I don't like any of where Hughes is batting, if he gets picked, or what Kerr's role is, or if Murphy's not the sole spinner, I'll probably end up going with Wade, and then from there I can really flip Bancroft to a cheaper keeper and could go Chode. I could go down to McDermott and have that flexibility for the Hurricanes team. But at the moment, it's Hayden Kerr. I think he will bowl his 3+ overs and bat in the top eight. Um, I'm not too worried about Abbott coming into that second game of round one. I think the turnaround's too tight. He's still not bowling off his full run up, and I think it's more so a round two, round three thing. So I'm pretty happy to go with Kerr if he's in a good spot come Sunday night.
I'm the exact opposite. I hate the Hayden Kerr pick just purely because I
Mm,
reckon I reckon Saba's pretty much good to go, but he won't play first game and then he'll be in. But we're going to
mm,
talk a little bit more about that later because the man of the hour, the man that literally disappeared off the face of the earth, went to another planet, decided he wanted to become Bendigo's best sprinting athlete. He's got biceps upon biceps. He literally, we had to take out a loan just to get him on the hour tonight. There is zilch left in the sword play Supercoach kitty. We've literally had to just pay this man to come along. But we thank him for his time, and that's the one and only Spills, mate. How are you
Spillsy.
doing?
Oh, better now. That is one of the all-time great intros. I've never been welcomed onto a potty like that. What's going on, boys? Good to be here. Do apologise for last night. Yeah, I was absolutely rattled. I left my laptop at work. No good. Terrible organisation. I should know better. But good to be here, lads. Can't wait to chat a bit of cricket with you boys.
That's awesome that you're here, mate. Awesome that you're here. I mean, we did give you a pump up last night, but obviously leaving a laptop in a different area is, that's not what we want. But we soldiered on. We got it done without you. You still charged us for 2 appearances, even though we only got 1, which is a bit stiff. But I mean, money talks and, bullshit walks. So Spilsy, your team, mate. We went through it last night. I just asked Joshy how many times he's tinkered with his. Have you changed yours much at all?
Not really. Obviously, like Nisa, like he left. There's one of those ones where wasn't really the players. It was more the structure. So yeah, making sure that I load up as many double players, and then my bench was looking for the future. So targeting those Scorcher guys, Heat guys, upcoming doubles. That's why I got Sweps in there. Not a massive fan of the pick, but I know he's got a double coming up, so he's just one less pick I got to worry about. So it was more so diversification for me, and not trying to have a nice balance of players with double this week, but also the next couple of weeks. So I really liked your feedback on the side. I thought it was way too generous. Only the Mitch Marsh one that was interesting. I thought there'd be more to pick on with the side than that. So yeah, I'm glad that great minds think alike and we got really similar sides. But look, he's up for debate. I'm not completely sold on him. You guys made out to be I'd absolutely thrown away the key. I definitely haven't. He's just there because I know he's well, I did say to you, Scobes, that he's not playing Test cricket anymore. So I reckon that takes a lot of pressure off the individual, and I reckon we'll see some good results. But at the end of the day, he is a batsman only. Obviously, he's got DPP, but he won't bowl. So it is a risk, but for the price, I'm not really sure. Maybe you don't need to start him, and if he starts good, then you can trade him in. So, yeah, I am open to grabbing a McDermott or a Wade for that slot, but all in all, pretty stoked with the side. I haven't really touched it since. So, yeah, I think less is more this one, boys.
I like that. I just want to clarify. I got death threats from you suggesting to trade out Mitch Marsh. It was almost on par.
Don't listen to him. That's outside noise, boy.
It was literally almost on par.
That's outside noise
that I get from Joshy. It's just, But no, I like how you talked about doubles, because currently, round 1, I'm sitting at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going in with 11 currently, and obviously that will change. But I think that's fairly common. Joshy, I think you had 10. Spills, you had 10. I think I've got one more.
I got 9, boys. I reckon I got 9. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Which doesn't seem like enough, considering the Canes, they've got a following, don't they? They're not done with yet. So, just load up on them. They're such a good side.
They got round 3 as well. So you're pretty much getting 5 games in the first 3 rounds from the Canes, which is pretty good to start.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's have a look here.
When people say, oh, you've got too many double game week players, we all know SuperCoach is a cap, 3.3k points for both teams. There's no cap in BBL SuperCoach. Yeah. And it's just what are the chances that 5 players go absolutely bananas the first game and then the other 6 go bananas the second game? I mean, obviously you got your out and out stars, which statistically speaking, you'd think they would score more points because they're going to be priced higher based on average. That's just that's fact. But there's going to be games where, for instance, 4 players might do well, and then 3 different ones completely different to the other 4. do just as well the second game. So, like Joshy, you said it last night, round 3, they've got double game week again. Like, it's pretty
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah, it's massive. Like to have 5 games in the first 3 rounds. I think like if you start, I think 7 of them, that's 35 games worth of scoring potential from just 7 players from the Canes in the first 3 rounds. And it's not like the Canes you're forcing players in. Like you could pretty much pick 10 of their 11 to start. Like they're all so relevant, except for like maybe a couple. So you could definitely get away with it. I do wish there was more sixes options.
No
but
Stanlake. We don't. Everyone except Stanlake. Is that right, boys?
Oh,
very,
yeah.
very accurate there.
Has not been in my team once at all. Will not be in my team, but you could make an argument for all
I
of
hope
them.
he tons up. I hope he tons up. Anyway.
I don't think you ever get picked, to be honest.
No, probably not.
I think there's common 11 players, and it's just the lineup as to where they bat.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, what's if we move on from round 1, what's the plans around 2? Like, what are you guys thinking? I know it's very early and there's a lot of variables to come yet, but what's I guess the initial thoughts round 2?
Oh, it's probably not a good answer, or not the answer that you want, but I think just locking in like Alfredi and Bartlett, and then seeing who pops. Like Nessa was such a good one for us. It's a bit of a shame. Like it's good for him that he's like made the squad, but gee, would have been nice in the BBL side. So I think you just see who pops and then you jump on. But at least you got the 2 blokes there, and well, I've already got 2 Thunder boys on the bench myself, like Bancroft and Sam. So I'm kind of like, I'll probably boost. I'll be honest, I'll probably boost whoever absolutely pops. But I've got 80K in the bank, and I'm looking to sort of if I need to pay out for someone, I can. But they're the 2 blokes I've got absolute confidence in. The rest we'll see. I do like Colin Munro, but I'm with you, Scobes. That price point, absurd. That is just way too expensive. So we'll just see what happens. That's my take. But what about you, Joshy? What do you reckon? What's your plans for round 2?
Well, I had a little chuckle because you said you got 80K in the bank. I've got $0 currently.
Wow.
I've
I think it's Abby Mitch Marsh there, and over like a decent, like a solid pick. I could have someone a lot better, but and Swepson as well. I could literally pay off for anyone on the bench, but I've gone a little bit cheaper, just by choice, not because I had to. But I don't know. Like, I'm pretty happy with the side. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got the 4 Heat and Thunder to start. So I'll probably look at doing just the 3 trades, and more so looking to boost for the round 3 to get some stars in. Or maybe hold it for the Scorchers one. The boost, you only get 2 boosts. The one that I'm definitely holding for is that Strikers double. Because you're gonna actually have to try and find some cash to get Overton and Short in. There's a few options there. I'm not sure if by then in round 8 if Kerry will be released. Possible Scopes, do you know?
Round 8. Gee, I reckon that would be touch and go.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think, well, realistically, I mean, one of us could keep for the Strikers because Nielsen's just absolute tripe. But I mean, I don't think you release him, not after his last performance, keeping. I really don't. Like, I reckon
No, I'm talking like, will the tests be done by round 7, round 8?
I think. Don't quote me on that. But if we have a look, oh, Jesus, I've got these windows set up horribly. Ooh.
Come on, Scobes. Nielsen goes all right, mate. I think you're a bit harsh there.
Are you not? Yep.
Don't get sucked in.
The keeper. Yep.
Be the
not
bigger
have a
man.
part of that. No, New Year's Eve. No, they should be right. They should be right because New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and whatnot, and then you've got the test there. Oh, geez, I actually don't know. That's a very good question.
What's the date of that round? Is that after New Year's Eve?
That's the 9th.
It'll be just like it'll be depending on how long the test goes for. The last test.
No, it won't happen. The 9th. It could. I reckon he plays his second game, Because
Yeah,
if we win
right.
5-0, the last day of
Mm.
the 5th test is meant to end on the 8th.
It's a
And
short turnaround between like the last test and then the start of that double. I
Yeah,
reckon.
so he could
It's
play
pretty.
last game, which is the 11th. But in saying that, like if it's a 2-day test,
Yeah,
he could be
fucking
absolutely fine.
based off previous events, absolutely.
Oh,
That's why I'll probably
yeah.
hold one of my 2 boosts for that strikers double. Like you're already trying to get short Overton. I mean Chris Lee and Hassan Ali, Luke Wood, and then if you add Travis Head and Alex Carey after the test, if they're available, then there's plenty of options for that
It's pretty
strikers
crazy,
double.
isn't it?
So I think one boost early, whether it's for the Heat Thunder double or the Stars double or the Scorchers double, I'm not sure, but definitely holding one for that strikers double in round 7.
I had some spare time the other day, and as I've said so many times, I'm purely going at this season from a fixture perspective,
Mm.
almost taking away names. I mapped out all my trades for the entire year, and what I came to, well, I shouldn't say year, I should say like 9 weeks, 9 rounds, is the out of the entire trade ins, I think boosting round 4 and round 6 is probably optimal. If you start with 11 double game week players in round 1, you can get 64% of on-field scores as doubled players. And that's just like, obviously that could be an absolute disaster and can be, could almost be terrible because you might be priced out. But looking at that statistically speaking, I think that's the best way to go about it. Like I can't seem to change the trade-ins or the starting team to get more than that without sacrificing in that, like from round 4 to 7. Because you can go really well at the start and have ample amount, like going super hard. You can almost have 11, 11, 11, but then you're done for boosts. You're cooked in the center, and then you come home strong.
I guess the only way you could maybe add one is if you start a double instead of Salzman, whether that's the round 2 double, the round 3 double. Round 4, if you started another player instead of Salzman, I guess that's how you could get 1 or 2 more, depending on what doubles they have. But yeah, I agree with you. I think playing the fixture is so important. Andrew Langley talks about it all the time. He's won 2 Supercoach titles for a reason. He's a gun. He plays the fixture. He, like you, blocks out the names. He just plans from the fixture how many doubles he wants for each week, and he goes from there before he even looks at prices, before he even looks at positions, names, all of that. So it's a good way to look about it. And yeah, at the moment, I'm starting those 11 doubles to start as well, like you. And yeah, really attacking it early.
Like you said, round 6 to get the strikers in. It almost leaves me like that round 6. Looking at this, I'm only bringing 1 in because
yeah, and then I'm probably going to boost for the round 7 to get. I think 5 strikers is a good amount to have. They're pretty relevant, in my opinion, once that double does come around.
Yeah, sorry, kid just walked past.
Yeah, I saw in the blur. I saw a little kid in the blur.
I hope he lives here. That'd be a bit awkward, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I thought they went to bed, mate. So past their bedtime, 9 o'clock.
Oh no, 8:30. 8:30, mate.
8:30.
Nah,
You said they were well behaved last night. Maybe that was it.
Last night they were perfect. The older one, he's fantastic going to bed. The younger one is literally, oh my god, like I have no idea how he's awake, but he just hates sleeping. Anyway, I'm sure we can put some, Harry Nielsen highlights on for him, and that'll bore him to sleep. But I mean, the strikers, like that period of time, if you're loading up for them, is there realistically, besides Short and Overton, there's got to be maybe 1, 2 more that you'd like?
I like Hassan Ali a lot. If strikers were relevant early, I'd probably have him in my starting team.
Yep.
I do rate him. Luke Wood is pretty good. Like he's had some pretty good starts and scores for the start. As Scobes kid walks past again, right up to him actually this
What are you
time.
doing? You're laughing. No. You got to go to bed, mate. You got to go to bed. You go with mum and you go to bed. Love you. No,
I'm sort of
okay.
hoping that Overton and Short are like pretty reasonably priced by their by the time they got their double, because they've had singles all the way through. So maybe at some point, let's say after round 5 or 6, like they've had a howler. Maybe one of them goes for a duck or no wickets, whatever. You just never know. Maybe instead of loading up on a doubles player that has a double that week, like you prep for them and get them at the cheapest sort of price you can and capitalize on that, because it is cricket. I mean, you get players are capable of scoring 250, but they're also capable of scoring like -1. So
Yeah.
not to say that Shorter Overton are capable of that, but hopefully after an off week, I know like it doesn't matter how good you are, you're always going to have a howler at some point. So I'm probably going to be targeting them after a single if their break even's pretty low and they're at a reasonable price. I'll just maybe a boost for them, but yeah, making sure that they're all in the side for that double, because it's going to be crucial. They're two best players in the comp. It's a shame we've got to not start them because the double's so far away. But
when you saw that fixture and you literally saw round 7, I was so like it was just terrible, absolutely terrible. But you're right. Like ideally, you'd want potentially a poor score round 5, huge break even round 6, pick up round 7.
Yeah.
And then I mean, realistically, I've got 4, like going in with 4 strikers, I think will be more than enough. They're not like if you, it's not a team that you want 8 of them. I don't think, because they don't present that much value. Like the difference between, say, I mean, Hurricanes, for example, you could argue in having 10 of them, I reckon. But a team like the Strikers, I think 4 is probably on the lower end. 3 is far too less. 5 is almost perfect, and 6, I reckon, would be excessive. Because realistically, like, there's so many other players in the comp that are just so good that chances are, even on a single, they're probably going to outscore a double game week player that's fairly mediocre. And then I think you just trade around that, really, because it's just, I mean, like looking at this, and I plan to stick to it. I hope to go along with it. But realistically, I don't think it's going to be periods of time in here where you just don't own players from certain teams. Like, I don't think, there's not one point in time where I own more than 4 Renegades.
Oh no, definitely not. Not with just a round 8 double.
Like
I wouldn't go anywhere near that.
They're another one. Like they've got a lot of talent at the moment, the Gades. I'd love to start a few of them, but it's just they're so irrelevant because their double is so far away. I'd love to lock in a Barendorf. I think he's such a great player. I mean, what a recruit. So I don't know. It's tricky.
I mean, looking at this schedule, like I actually didn't even realize Hurricanes have the double in round 7 as well. That's why I'm planning to hold that boost for that round.
Yeah.
Because you're probably going to be trading a fair few of your Hurricanes out up until that. They've got the buy in round 6. You're going to want to be getting in all these double players along the way. So, that's why round 7 I've just penned in a boost. Whether you need to get back Owen, bring in Short, bring in Overton. I think there's going to be a few players you want to get in. So, sticking fat to 1 early, and then that round 7 I think is the perfect boosting week for me.
I reckon 4 and 6 just seems so optimal if you're looking to almost plan ahead, but also get as much out of it as you can. Like, it just round 7, like boosting round 4, that potentially gives me 7 doublers in round 7, sorry.
You almost wish you could pick like more on your starting side. This was my logic for having like a stacked bench of Scorchers and like having a Sweps in there. Like that's 4 rounds away, but being like 1 or 2 steps ahead. So like when all these crazy double games happen with the Gays and the Strikers and stuff, you're kind of already halfway there. Like I don't need to be so aggressive bringing in Scorcher players because let's say I've already got a couple there in Hardy and Marsh. So it's just really tough because the Hurricanes do have, is it 3 doubles for the whole year? Is that
Yeah.
That's
They got
nuts.
round 1, round 3, and round 6.
That is just outrageous.
Yeah.
I think you got to hold Owen and Alice at least for the whole year, in my opinion. But
yeah,
that's just that's crazy. So yeah, I reckon it's just made it a bit tough because there's only very few slots. Yeah, I wish you could plan ahead, but yeah, locking in all those canes, it's just made it it's slim pickings for me. Like it's really tough to plan ahead when there's a lot of talent.
I think if you can navigate those trades and almost like mitigate the damage on who you're trading out and bringing back in, you will do so well. Because if you're looking at it, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 instances where a team has a bye, then a double.
Yeah.
Like if you can, like Stars have a bye in 4, then a double in 5. Sixers double in 6, but a bye in 5. And then they've also got the same thing in 8 and 9. So if you can somehow, I guess, almost bench 4 and be completely fine. I don't know how you do that when you've got Salesman. If you just like forgo the flex and literally just take 11 scores on, which you possibly could, then you could just almost hold and trade around them. But that'd be so, like, the flex is so handy having 1 score drop out. Because what if, like, as you said before, Spilsy, what if someone like completely just cooks it, scores like a 10? Do you really want that in your total score?
No, you don't. It's a risk. The flex is there for a reason. It's BBL. So, I mean, who are we kidding? You're going to get a score under 10. I mean, it's inevitable. I don't care who you are. I mean, how many times there's been times that Josh Philippe's had a double and he scored 23. I mean, far out. It's so common. It can happen to anyone. It can happen to Mitch Owen. I mean, you just never know. Like he's so good, but anything can happen. You're never safe. I mean, it's not like footy where you have a shit contest and then you can go again. Like cricket's different. Once you're out, you're out. Once you bowled your overs, you're done. So it's sort of a different kettle of fish. So I love having that reassurance there. I reckon it's that risk would the risk sort of outweighs the reward on that one. I definitely want to be able to fade out a sub 10 with flex. I think that's why it's there. So definitely throws the spanner in the works.
I think that's why looping is so important.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like
that's
I know
why
some
people start Hardy and Marsh. Like it wasn't so much because they have the double coming up. It was more so because they don't have a double this week, but they play the first game. So if you can get a little advantage on the comp, and then maybe let's say March pops, right? I could probably fade out, I don't know, one of the Canes, like a Jordan or something that I'm sort of half-assed on, and then like plan for like maybe a Stars player, chuck another Stars player or another Scorchers player on the bench so that I'm a player ahead of where I need to be. And then when that happens, I don't need to boost for it, etc. So yeah, just stuff like that. It's just sort of what I think about, but I'm not really sure. What do you reckon, boys? You're different there?
I'm fairly certain we're all looping Hardy. Like it's the biggest free kick in the game at the moment.
100%. Yeah.
What score does he need to pop out for us all to take? Because that's something I have given no thought to. Like I'm all over looping Hardy, but I haven't thought for 1 second what he needs to actually achieve for me to chuck Salesman on.
Well, the backup for me would have to be Bartlett or Sam's probably. just because I don't have a Freddie at the moment. I plan to go Dorsch straight to a Freddie in round 2.
Yep.
So I guess like with Bartlett and Sams as a backup, I'm probably looking for. I reckon I'd set my line at 50 to 55. I reckon I'm taking that. Just a pretty safe score. Like obviously, Bartlett can easily pump out at 80, and so can Sams with his role. But I think once you get to that 50, 55 mark, you're risking it a little bit. It's almost like the VC in Supercoach AFL. Like you're probably taking around 120, and
Yep.
then like you could have someone like Gorn playing West Coast, and he probably goes 150, but you're probably going to take that 120. So I'd set my line at 55. I don't know about you guys, but that's me.
I reckon that's around the mark. I'd probably think you could argue, depending, because we've got so many Canes and they're such a good side, you could maybe say 60, but anywhere between 50 and 60 I think would be extremely safe, and you could do a hell of a lot worse than that. So, but the real question is, let's put a bit of a hypothetical. Let's say like Hardy plays obviously the first game. What does Hardy have to score for you to go, do I bench McDermott or do I field McDermott? Like, is it different because they actually do have the double and how high their ceilings are? Does that sort of, it's a lot easier to go Hardy and Sams or Swepson because they both have the single, but when you're looping someone against another guy who has a double, that's where it becomes a little bit more tricky. Like if they got a single, I'd probably even take a 35, pushing 40, especially with a flex, because it's a double. It just makes it a little bit interesting. What does Hardy got to score for me to go, okay, let's bench like a McDermott or a Wade or whoever I decide to pick there, or anyone decides to pick? Like, what do you reckon?
You're probably looking 80 plus if you're going that way. I think McDermott could go 40-40.
I'd almost take a 70, honestly.
Yeah, around there. Around 70 to 80, I reckon you're looking at.
I think lower in previous years, but because it's the Canes, and the Cane train's pretty hot at the moment. They got doubles just left, right, and center. I reckon we don't. And the flex as well. It's just a free hit. I reckon we don't need to be as conservative. I'd probably, I don't know. I'd rather loop Hardy with Alfredi or Bartlett, to be honest, because they have the single.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing.
That's where Swepson sort of cooks me a little bit because I don't have the DPP to do that. Because Salzman's got to be somewhere, right? So
yeah,
I have to get really clever. But I'd much rather loop Bartlett and Alfredi than McDermott because of the double factor and so much uncertainty, especially with Alfredi. Like we don't know what he's going to look like at the BBL level. I'm sure he's going to be a jet, but like we haven't even seen him in the colours yet. So it's a lot of uncertainty.
I think he's going to be very, very good, to be fair.
I rate him. I reckon he's one of Packy's best bowlers. He's a freak. I love watching him play. He's super consistent. But we haven't seen BBL was it's sort of a different kettle of fish. I know you can't really compare him to the batsman, but such a great point you alluded to me maybe a month or two ago about Baba saying that there's never an international batsman that's succeeded, like really succeeded at the BBL level. They come and they sort of shit the bed. So I know Alfredi is a bowler, but he's still not. It's not an environment that he's used to sort of bowling in. So there's still that tiny bit of uncertainty. What I'm saying is I'd love to be able to loop if I could, because you just don't know. Like, who knows? I'm not really sure.
You made a really good point about the flex. I actually kind of changed if I was to be looping Hardy with like your Bartlett or Sams, I actually probably change it to maybe 65, 70 plus, because if I'm starting 11 doubles and my worst score drops out in my 12, then I've got 11 double game players on my field plus the flex, which is going to be that Hardy or Sams and Bartlett. So you're probably going 60, 70 plus, and then if he doesn't hit that, you're just taking the punt anyway on that single game player. It's actually a good point because you back in those 11 doubles that you've got.
Yep.
No, should we? I kind of forgot about the questions, boys. Should we get to a few of them? I do apologise.
Probably a good idea.
Oh, Jesus. Roddy Toddy wants to know, is this a live or a replay, boys? It says live in the top left, mate. You'll be able to sort that one out. Flag Blues 5. How do I send a photo? This must be one of your fans, Spilsy, because we don't get sent much around here.
I don't know. What are we opening? As long as it's like PG, then yeah, go for it. I don't even know if you can. Can you even? Is there an option? I don't.
No, you can't.
I've
I
got no
think
idea.
it's
Probably,
in
probably for
fairness.
good reason. Hey,
I think in fairness, it's because this guy the other night he asked a question and he wrote his team out, and Scobes yelled at him and
Oh,
said, "Send
yeah.
a photo." So
I
in
didn't
fairness,
yell.
it's Scobes' fault.
I sternly asked for us to I guess have some understanding on like what we can actually see.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I really appreciate it, but you know, it was terrible. Sorry, Flag Blues. I do apologize, mate. I really do. But send literally like Twitter, mate, X, you'll be able to find us all. Jackie B says, I have Kerr also, Josh. You think he's a great pick at that price? I disagree, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm really. It's just a good chat because he's not in my team, but I don't really know. I don't have a reason why he's not. He just doesn't fit the structure. I like other blokes ahead of him, but why is he a good pick, Joshy and Scobes? Why is he like maybe not so much? I'm tempted to hear this sort of debate because yeah, he probably in a lot of people's sides. So yeah, what do you reckon?
Well, I'm probably a bad person to ask in terms of being an advocate for him because he's in that flex spot at the moment. I said just before you hopped on, there's probably like 3 or 4 players I'm rotating through there. Whether it's Wade, McDermott, Kerr, even Todd Murphy's been through it, and Dan Hughes. I guess the reasoning, just like if he's
That is
number
the
8,
biggest string. Sorry to interrupt. That is the biggest string draw I've ever seen.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
It's too late. Scobes, you know better than anyone. Bendigo, you've got to. It gets hot up here in the summer, super dry. You got to stay hydrated. You're a gym junkie. You should know that better than anyone, surely.
It's just literally pre-workout, mate.
Speaking of pipes, you're in great nick, man. I should say. Let's get off topic here, but kudos.
Have you seen all the dirty messages that he's actually sent me, Joshy?
I have not. No.
I get harassed daily by Spills, and between you and I kind of enjoy it. It's better than the abuse you send me. But yes, so after I interrupted,
yeah, just on Kerr, like as I said, like there's so many people I'm rolling through that flex, but if he's batting at 8, and it looks like he's going to be bowling 3 to 4 overs, I think I'm probably going to have a look at him. Like looking at his averages, it's been 54, 45, 40, and 38 leading into this season. So like on a double, you're looking at around 80 on average, 80 plus. And he's out of like the sixes. Like I've had Philippi, Edwards, and Dorcas the whole time. No Abbott, Azam. Obviously, we don't really trust the international batsmen coming to Australian pitches. So there really isn't any other sixer options besides maybe Hughes if he gets that 3 spot. I don't like Richardson. Think he's too old and a rest risk. I don't like Chauhan. I really don't think he plays both games, and especially with Perth being the first game. Todd Murphy's the one that I mentioned, but then again, not a spinning pitch first game up. So it really is just Hayden Kerr if I want that extra sixer. So as I said, I'm not the best advocate for him because I'm not 100% on him either, but he is in there at the moment. And I guess that DPP, the price, and just being with the Sixers for multiple seasons now with decent scoring, that's why I'm a bit confident on him if I had to go there.
Yeah,
I am completely against it purely because of the job security. Like I can't get around it.
You really just need him for round 1 though. That's why I'm keen. Like you literally just need him for round 1.
But what if he plays the first game and then that's it?
I don't think that's going to be the case. You think that Abbott's going to be back in the second game. I really don't think he will. And then secondly, I also think that Mitch Perry gets dropped over Kerr. And I think Richardson's even more of a rest risk than Kerr is to be dropped for Abbott in that second game. So I think he does get those 2 games in round 1. I really do. And as I said, you literally just need him for round 1, and then you flick him the next round to any of your Heat or Thunder players. So that's what I'm looking at for.
Yeah, interesting. What the hell is that?
I don't mind that side of it, like the fact that you can just palm him off straight off the bat. Just I can't comment on it. I just don't know anything about him. I feel like he's the type that's lower down the order, and I reckon there's a bit of a question mark on how many overs he actually bowls. So
Mm.
I like, and what's his price, Joshy? Off by heart, I have no idea.
So he's bang on $100,900. So very cheap. Got that DPP. Has the like multiple seasons of 40 plus averaging behind him. It's just you are so correct in terms of his role's going worse every single year. Like he's behind Dorsch just now. In terms of the batting order, so he's dropped to 8. There's a chance he bowls less, but with Abbott out, that definitely helps it. And with Jackson Bird leaving as well, that helps him a lot as well.
Does help him, yeah.
So I think like there's even a world that like Kane Richardson plays and he only bowls like 2 to 3 overs. Like he could absolutely get tonked. So could Mitch Perry. Like Mitch Perry is a very good first class cricketer in the state leagues, but
yeah,
even List A, in one day cricket, his figures significantly drop in terms of the impact on the game he has. And I think in T20 cricket, he's going to be a lot worse. So yeah, I don't know. I think Hayden Kerr does get 3 plus overs, which is all you need for the economy rate bonus. And hopefully he's able to get some wickets here and there and be a good option for us. But Sunday night, team lineups is just going to be such a big factor.
I want to see it. It sucks that he's got round 1 because I want to see it. I want to see Hayden Kerr, like what his role is. I don't.
Yeah.
It's like picking between him and Chris Jordan. I know what Chris Jordan is. I know he's going to come in at like 5 or 6 and have a crack with the bat. I know he's going to get his fair share of overs and at the same price. And then with another double extra on Kerr. Yeah, that's my sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Like not trying to fix what's not broke. Like it's working. Like I think it could be good, but there's just so many other options that I would prefer. So
and that's why I'm deciding between him, Wade, McDermott. So like if I wanted those extra double in round 3, I'm probably going to go Wade or McDermott. And even like we mentioned before, I think it was just before you jumped on, there is rumors that Chowdhury could be batting at 3. So if that was the case, even he would come in for me, I reckon, over Hayden Kerr. So still a lot to play out.
He's on my side. It hasn't been for a while. So
yeah, neither here. Because I really don't think he's going to bowl. He's now the 3rd spinner at the Canes. He's probably behind Owen even in the bowling pecking order. And then you've also got Meredith, Alice, Jordan. So he's probably not going to bowl. But if he's at 3, I don't know how you Scobes, but I think that definitely brings Chowdhury back into relevance.
Oh, absolutely it does. 100% it does. Like, I think the addition of Hussain and Ahmed kills his bowling and that kills David's bowling. And I've been vocal about that, like, since they signed them and since they were both fit. But you get Nikhil Chowdhury at number 3. Like, that's interesting.
Can I play a bit of devil's advocate with you boys? So, like, yes, that's fantastic that if he's 3, but for the price, would you rather, if you had to pick one or the other, would you rather a McDermott or a Wade for that little bit cheaper?
Yeah,
same
that's
sort
the
of
question.
role? Because he's Chowdhury, like, yeah, it sounds sweet, but if he's not bowling, he's just a batsman. So let's compare him to Wade and McDermott. McDermott's in the 80K mark and he's 79K. So far out. That's almost half the price, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. What's Chowdhury, boys?
120.
I feel like he's more than that. Yeah, no, 126 though.
Yeah.
Geez, 40, 50K more expensive for the exact same role. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be.
You'd assume David's at 4. So what price do you put on batting 2 spots lower?
Yeah. It's just a thing. Like, I mean, Wade's got those glove points as well. But we spoke about last night, Spilsy. I'm not sure if you caught it. Just like
I listened,
Wade's age factor and the side strain. Yeah. I'm just worried. Does he play both those games? I don't have much faith in it.
He's such a good player to manage. I mean, at that age.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Putting him wrapped in cotton wool. So that's why I like McDermott so much more and a lot cheaper. So I don't know. I think Chowdhury could be good, but I'd much rather save me pennies and back in someone who, like McDermott, won't bat too far down the order. You wouldn't think he'd probably. Would he open Scobes? Owen probably not. I'm not really
I've
sure.
just read.
But
I've just read the second last comment of the stream from
Yeah, I
Roddy,
saw it before.
and
It's a
Jesus Christ.
continuation of last night as well.
Oh my
yeah,
Um,
let's go through the comments because we're at 45 minutes, so we better start. Let's have a look at the
Yeah.
comments. And
Yeah,
I think we're
absolutely. No,
talking too
we
much
just
piss
got caught up in the aura that you provided turning up, mate.
Oh,
Um,
give us a spell, Scobes. I don't know.
The more I think about it, Wildermuth and Sams will likely have similar roles, batting at 7 and 8 and bowling 3+. Might just save extra money given the Heat and Thunder go shortly after round 2. Well, today we found out that Wildermuth actually opened the batting for the Heat, but then in the next game he batted at 8. So make of that what you will. But if you're like comparing them in, I guess, isolated situations without the names and you're just looking at role and price, like Wildermuth is a no-brainer if you're not looking at name.
I don't think you can possibly start Wildermuth. I think he's someone you bring in round 2, especially if you need the cash to be able to afford Chris Green,
Just
David
say it
Warner,
first. You
Afridi.
gotta say it.
You have to. You can't
No
start.
DPP. Like you're not really
Yeah.
picking for any other reason than like him having a good secure role. So if he pops round 1, absolutely jump on him for 50 odd K or whatever he is. So, but there's no need to pick him blindly coming into round
No.
1. Like you watch the Heat. It's not like AFL. You don't get a community series. You don't get a sample size. Like once round 1 starts, that's what you got. So it's a bit different.
They
I'll
do
be
play the
waiting.
second game.
Yeah,
Jeez,
they do.
Yeah.
They play before the Canes, which is kind of annoying. Like we are talking about before, like Spilsy asked, is McDermott going to open? I don't think anyone actually knows how they're going to line up. Like I predicted in the Hobart Hurricanes preview that Wade would, but I mean, there's talk that he's just going to have the same role as last year, where he bats around 5. They've lost Caleb Jewell. Their recruits in Webster and Weatherald are in the test team or test squad. It's just no one knows how they're going to bat. Like I think like Rayan Ahmed, there's a question later about Rayan Ahmed in the 100, the England T20 league. He bats at 3 for his side. So do they go him over a Mac Wright or a Tim Ward?
They got so many
there's
bats from the
much
Canes.
differences.
There's just too
Yeah.
many. I reckon Chowdhury is dreaming if he's at 3. They have an abundance of players who cannot bowl and they're only batsmen. Like I just don't think. I reckon he's realistically 5 or 6, maybe.
Yeah.
They are so stacked, boys. I don't know.
The only thing I can lock in is that Mitch Owen's going to open and David's probably in the 4 to 5 spot. Other than that, I don't know where McDermott is. He could open. He could be at 4. He could be even later than that. Wade could be 5 or he could open. Like they could start Mac Wright. They could start Tim Ward. Chowdhury could bat at 3. Ahmed could bat up higher. It's
You want to see it
impossible.
It's the same with Wildermuth as well.
Mm.
Cheap as chips, but you got to see it. At least with Sams, you kind of know. You've got a bit of a rough idea. It's more so, my personal opinion, he bats way too low down the order. I reckon he's a much more quality batsman than gets credit for. It wasn't last year. I reckon it was sort of like 2023 BBL. Like it was just so good batting. So I don't know where was he Scobes back then. I reckon he was batting around 5 maybe. But now he's 6 or 7.
The easiest lock for a VC was Daniel Sams and the Thunder batting first, and you saw him at 6, and you knew that swap the innings around, that they're going to have to chase, and he's bowling junk. But then his bowling turned to absolute crap, and then Chris Green, for some reason, was batting higher than him. Don't get me, he's obviously a better cricketer than me, but Jesus Christ, come on. You've got a limited amount of deliveries to hit out of the park. I'm putting money on Sams to be able to do that more effectively than Green.
So am I.
Like, there's a world where Daniel Sams bats 8, Shadab's at 6, Green's at 7, and then you've got Sams at 8.
I reckon he was 7 or 8 last year. I feel like he might have been. Just was not getting a sniff.
It was definitely a 7. He was far too low. But in saying that, his batting didn't warrant being a number 6. He's got the capability to do so, but he definitely wasn't in the form of one.
Yeah.
Joshy, I want to get your thoughts on this one right now because there's a certain few individuals that will listen to this and they are huge fans of Henriquez. So, what's your thoughts, mate?
Oh, I mean, he's 98K for a reason. It's not like he was injured last year. It's not like he's new to the Sixers and he's got a new role. His role has been number 4 and not bowling for as long as I can remember in the BBL. So don't go anywhere near
Hang
him.
on. Hang on. You just said he hasn't been bowling
Exactly. And he's got DPP,
and he's got
SuperCoach for you.
DPP. How does that happen?
Why would they do that?
It's
not really-
interesting, isn't it, Spills? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm not really honest.
Um,
There's another one as well. So I can't remember who. There's another BBL player who hasn't got DPP, but like they should. I just can't remember who it was.
There's a bit of that. I mean, for example, Rashado saying he's going to bat 9 for the Hurricanes. He's got bat bowl status. And he bats at 8 or 9 for Bangladesh. So,
That's off its head.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Benny
there's
Dwarf
so many.
still isn't an all-rounder, but okay.
Like, tell me that, Ben Dorsis is one. Looking at my side right now.
That's
tell
the
me how
one.
Chris
That's the one I was
Jordan-
thinking of. So
Chris
Dwarsh,
Jordan
like,
and Dorsis.
he should have batting DPP. How many? He hits a 6 bigger than anyone I've bloody ever seen. Like when it's there to be done. Gee,
And he
can
was
smack it.
massive in the 100 too after a big
Wasn't he?
BBL.
Surely,
But
they
yeah,
put him
and-
up
and
order.
Chris
They
Jordan
won't,
as
but be
well.
good. Be nice.
Oh. So, thoughts on Henriquez? Is it a yes or a no? I'm definitely saying no.
No,
That's a no.
absolutely not. As I said,
He's an
he's
anchor
under
batsman.
100K
Like
for
he
a
just
reason.
comes in he stays in for a while, but run rate's pretty piss poor. Like he
Yeah.
just sort of takes a bit of pressure off the main guys around him, like your Philippines and whatnot. So he's kind of like the Webrold of the Sixers, I suppose. Like when he was playing BBL, like he was a decent player, but like not one that had particularly a pretty high ceiling, if that makes sense. I don't know if that sort of correlates,
And he-
but
Like,
there's just no
Henriquez is
need
in
for it. There's no need to
19%.
pick this. You don't need.
Absolutely.
There's better
Yeah.
options.
Oh yeah, I traded him in last year, and it was the worst decision I ever did. It was shocking. I traded him in like
Huh?
round 2, and I couldn't get rid of him. Every week he depreciated. It was absolutely disgusting.
The worst decision he's ever made, he reckons.
Put it this
Henriquez,
way,
yeah.
Henrique's last 3 averages have been 31, 32.7, and 37.4.
Mate,
There is a reason this.
37.4, I was over the moon if he scored that. That's how bad he was.
Well, that was heavily inflated by a score of 112, and then the rest of the scores, he had a 98, but the rest are like 17, 29, 11, 32, 23, 15, 0. Like, that's what you're going to get out of Henriques. You'll get 2 good games a year. Maybe it's in the first round he gets those 2 big scores, but just not for me. Not for me at all.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, thank you. All right, do we go Wade or McDermott?
Wait for the lineups. You know Wade's going to get the gloves, but I mean, if
I'm
McDermott's
going
at 4,
McDermott
Wade's
for
at
the
5.
price and like the
Mm.
likelihood of him versus Wade getting managed on the second game. I know it's a bit of speculation, but I think if they were going to manage anyone, it'd probably be Wade, particularly with the age and the fact that McDermott can also keep as well. Not that he will, but I don't know. I think McDermott at that price, the risk is a lot low. If McDermott only played the one game, I'd cop that. I'd go, okay, I paid for what I got, where Wade, a little bit more expectation. I don't know.
Mm.
I reckon
what
there's
I
a
would
world where Wade goes from opening to number 7. Simple as that.
Exactly. There's
Yeah.
actually a massive chance of that.
He could just
100% there
keep.
is.
He could just be a keeper, and then like they just don't rate him. They got that many bloody good options. The Canes. It's actually caps. How
He's too chirpy though. He doesn't shut up. You listen to
Who's
that
that?
stump, Wade. You listen to that stump, Mike, and my God.
Yeah, he's,
Well, he
Uh,
batted at 6 towards the back end of last year and then finished off at 3 and 5. So honestly, he could go to 7 if they're bringing David up the order and bring in
Exactly.
Ahmed, who, bats 6 for England. So, yeah, it's hard to pick.
Are we all starting a Freedy?
I'm not.
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
Are
been
you-
in, and I've got no problem with him. What?
Are you wearing an Elmo t-shirt?
Yeah, I'm boys. It's an Elmo drift shirt. I know I bought it.
Oh, God. I actually rate that.
I knew I should have worn me Renegades BBL top, but look, I wore this to the pub, so it's just whatever. I don't know. It's Scobes might have to teach me a thing or two about kit because obviously I don't have the memo here, Joshy. He's got his hand.
Oh, don't go with him. Look at how many wristbands he's got on him. Like, that's a disgrace.
I haven't
I'm
seen
just-
that many wristbands on an arm since I don't know summer
I'm just
2009.
thinking, oh, mate, 2010 was the best year of anyone's life. And
That was
I
your
would
peak, wasn't it? I can tell
He's
that.
starting it still.
That was 2010 was Scobes' year for sure. Had to be.
Baby Pies winning the flag. I reckon.
Oh,
Oh, there was nothing better. But I'm just thinking to myself, how on earth am I going to explain this on the audio on Spotify? Anyway, Spills is wearing Elmo. We're moving on and we're starting a Fruity. So simple as that. Lockie Miller he says, I like 3 and 6s boosts. Getting 6s back in for 2 doubles after a bye and maybe short a week early sounds like a plan. I mean, we spoke about this before and it's completely viable. Completely viable. I don't think there's anything.
Don't plan anything. Just roll with it because like things change. Never plan on trading someone in. Like injuries happen. Like weather happen. Like you just sort of.
Oh, weather. Oh, weather.
Be
That's
mindful
exactly
of weather.
That's a
Don't
big,
don't get
point.
too cocky with Brisbane Heat players and their double because it's going to bloody piss down. Same with the Sixers. I know we might get lucky round 1, but it's Sydney and Brisbane. Gee, it'd be nice if the cloud cover
Even
pissed off a little
Hurricanes.
bit more.
Even Hurricanes in
All
Tassie.
right, I reckon, yeah, Hobart, yes. I reckon that's pretty good down there. I reckon he's safe in the summer down there. It's the tropical states, you know. Yeah, Queensland's the worst. Sydney as well. The Sydney test, I mean, how many times that get rained out? It's a piss take. Doesn't that
Shout
just piss you?
Shout out to all our Sydney listeners here. Jeez. God,
Sorry,
we're just
boys.
ticking
Hope
states
you're
off.
doing well up there in Sydney. Be a tough life, wouldn't it?
No, the game that's always washed out is that Coffs Harbour one.
Yeah.
that one can get stuck.
Yeah,
It's
no,
always-
no,
The random
always like a
Coffs Harbour that
swimming
gets
pool.
pissed on like literally every single year.
Yeah, and then you're literally waiting for updates, watching it on TV, trades ready, hoping they go through, and it's no. There's nothing. I don't care what anyone says. BBL SuperCoach is 10 times more stressful than AFL.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh,
It looks perfect now,
easily.
but there's going to be problems, 100%.
Yeah.
Jackie B says, I don't know anything about Ahmed and Hussein. Should I pick them both? Also have Chris Jordan as last bowler too. I would advise in picking at least one of them. They're both leg spinners, and Ahmed is a more than capable batsman. Chris Jordan is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And I don't think.
Have you got
I
many
pick
more
both of them
questions,
above
boys?
Jordan.
Have we got any
Was
what,
that
sorry?
first?
How many questions have we got? Is there a few Scobes?
Let's quickfire them. We've hit an hour,
Yep.
so
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I've got brought it up. Like, how long do you want this to go for, boys?
It
let's
honestly
quick
doesn't
fire it.
matter.
Is
It
this an
doesn't matter.
AFL saw play one? Is this Janeth's numbers? We're punching 2.5
No.
hours? Or
Oh, I don't know. No, shout out to Janet and Ross
no,
and
absolute
whatnot.
biggest of kudoses, but yeah.
But how? Oh, I've got no idea how you concentrate for that long.
Yeah, he's built different, mate.
I mean, if the
Right.
kids wake up, we're just ending it straight away. So simple as that. Anyone like Kane Richardson at that price? Also, no.
Sorry.
Yep. Bucky said, I think DR asked about Richo the other day and all agreed he was washed,
Yeah.
basically. And absolutely, Bucky, make sure you like the video. Simple as that. Like the amount of effort, money, blood, sweat, and tears we put in for 58 minutes, 23 seconds, and financial loss to get Spills on here tonight, you at least owe us something.
The preparation was like nothing I'd ever been through, boys. Like, went to the pub, had to have a couple of skillies before this one, and prime myself. Like, I wouldn't have done that if I wasn't jumping on the podcast tonight. So, yeah, preparation is key here at Soul Play, and like we do our best to strive. So, yeah, that's the quality content use of that's what you get here.
Well,
I love it.
Spilsy,
The Ben Cousins mentality.
This is aimed at you, mate. Maybe you can ask this one. I currently have Renshaw as flex, but would you think a Freedy has more upside? So basically, are you going to Freedy or Renshaw, mate?
Oh, a Freedy for sure, but gee, I wouldn't sleep on Renshaw. I want a bit of a form check on him round 1. He'd be the type that I would trade in if he pops round 1 before he's double, but I just don't. I think with the amount of Kane's players and Sixers, I mean, there's Kane's blokes that I'm looking at dropping because there's that many options. Do you really need to pick a Renshaw like over a Bartlett and an Alfredi? So I'd rather wait on that the week and then, see what happens. But I think he's fine. I don't see a problem.
Expert response. That's what you get around here. Dean Sew. Thoughts on the weather on Sunday at Perth? I've got no clue. All I know is chances are it's going to be hot.
We're Bendio boys, so it doesn't help anyone out.
No, absolutely not.
Me and Scobes are.
Joshy lives in is it? I don't know if you want me to say it because
I live in.
Do you have his address?
I live in Morty Alex. So
what's your address?
17 Wedge Street, Morty Alex. There you go. And we can't edit that out.
They just get uploaded straight away. Eh?
if you do want to send something to Joshy as fan mail, let me know and I will provide his address. There's a few here that we can't read out. Something about Discord and trampoline springs. That actually sounds like a good story, but
I actually think the question is left. There's only one left that is an actual genuine question.
All right, let's address that one then. We're at an hour, so
it's the how many keepers are you starting and who are they?
That is a good question. Like, who aren't you trading out when they don't have their double type thing? Is that what they mean?
No. How many keepers are you starting? 3. I always try and start 3 purely because it's so handy to flick around when needed. That's literally it.
Oh, yeah, actually, I've had an absolute brain fade, boys. Keepers is in I was thinking let's say Mitch Owen. I'm probably going to keep him for the whole year, like AFL terms. Wicket keepers, got you, boys.
Yeah, right.
I know what that's absolutely thrown me. I've got 3.
No, I can actually see where he gets that wrong.
I don't know why.
It's a massive part.
Yeah.
I've got 2. Just got Billings and Philippi at the moment, but definitely could bring Wade or McDermott in.
Yeah, exact same. But with Bancroft, same answer.
Bancroft, Flip, and at this stage, it's probably going to be McDermott, I think.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I'm not big on Wade or McDermott, but I know whichever one I don't go.
I really want to start Marsh over both of them just for preparation. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, he could easily outscore both of them on a double.
I know.
I don't think there's... Which Kane's a must-have? Jerbs, shout out to you, mate. Must-have, you could argue legitimately for probably 10 of them, I reckon. And I know that's a crap answer, but the variety there, they're all quality.
I think the must-haves are Owen,
Ellis. Even like McDermott types, you wouldn't say they're must-haves, but at that price they are, almost. But I reckon realistically, probably Owen and David because of the ownership and Alice. I think you could pick Hussein, Ahmed, and Jordan. You could pick if you really wanted to, 1 or 2 of those guys, and then pick another 6er or plan ahead. But I reckon they're all good picks, honestly.
Ahmed's in 8%, and he is probably a must-have for me. I'm massive.
That's crazy when you think about that. And you got Matt Short and Maxwell who are punching 40%. To me, that's outrageous.
I mean, Ahmed, yes, he's more expensive, but Ahmed's less owned than Kane Richardson, less owned than Sam Curran, which is going to change. But he's less owned than Todd Murphy, Jordan Silk, Hayden Kerr, Honreeks, Chowdhury. I think Ahmed, he's going to bat top 6, maybe 7 at the absolute latest, and he's going to bowl 3+ overs. I'm really massive on him. I think he's a really, really great signing from the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Ben McDermott at 37% blows my absolute mind.
It's so high. It's just the price.
And the double. That's all it is. And he's done it before.
Shout out to SuperCoach for actually adding the little double thing onto the player names.
It's pretty cool, yeah. It's a good addition.
It is. Do we have any more? I'm not. There's this question, and it's got got me
Send
before
it.
in the past.
Last
It's-
one. Just send
We'll
it.
get demonetized, mate. And to get you back on here, we need all the revenue we can get. But
Yeah.
I'll send it to you privately. and you
Yeah,
can-
mate. Yeah, DM it to me.
Yeah. Oh, it's quality. But no, honestly, we've been on for an hour and 5 minutes. We've gone overtime, so please don't charge us extra for that. But thank you so much for jumping on, mate. And hopefully,
Mate, I love to be part of it. I'm just glad I actually had my laptop for once. I was pretty flat last night. I found out I left it in the bar at work. That hit home. So yeah, won't do that
Oh,
again, boys. Definitely apologize.
no,
mate.
that's
Good being here.
we've done well. We've gotten through what we wanted. I think it's been a fairly
Yeah.
succinct stream. I think it's our first one as a trio together talking about BBL. So that's absolutely perfect. And I mean, there's 2 days until we finally get stuck into it. So I'm super fucking keen for it.
100%.
And hopefully, I beat Joshy and I can brag until next season. That would be fantastic. That would be great. Anyway, if you're listening on Spotify, you know what to do. Make sure you leave a like, comment. If you disagree or agree with anything that we have said tonight, let us know. If you want to hurl some abuse at Josh or tell Spills he's got massive pipes, you know where to find them. Also, if you're not subscribed, my God, we've been doing content like there's no tomorrow. We literally every day, daily team
You don't
previews.
get more SuperCoach content than Soul Play. That you just
Simple
don't.
as that.
All
Simple.
year round. BBL, AFL, NBL, like you got it. It's here. So yeah, it's all year round. The grind don't stop, boys.
And I heard there's some behind the scenes sprinting run through scenes that Spills is going to do for, per person price as well. So you can see him get his kit off and run around an oval if you want. But we'll be back sometime soon. I dare say probably Sunday. If not, you know where to find us on socials, and have a great evening.